What's up, guys?
Doctor says I got the symptoms, but who the fuck likes doing long division? When you can see a boob on television, they call it scumbag dereliction. Ooh, baby, I'm a dreamer. This guy did use a movie staring out the window, riddling and playing my Nintendo. I learned all the special moves and all I wanted was a snow day. The beginning of the end has finally started. All alone I bite my nails until they bleed, and medication calls my name from the nightstand. Got $1 in my nose, just trying not to sneeze. The doctor says I got the symptoms, but who the fuck likes doing long division? When you could see a boob on television, they call it scumbag dereliction. My mother's whining my prescriptions, public transit and eviction. Fuck the cops and fuck the prison. Scumbag dereliction.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, welcome to the AlphaOnAir podcast for this wonderful Friday night, July 26th, 2024, the year of our Lord Jesus y Cristo. Jesus y Cristo. This is going to be interesting. In many ways, because usually I don't talk about like stuff outside of my parameter, so to speak. Kind of keep my hands way back and say, hey, look, I'm gonna let the big commentary take a hand of this. And just want to make it abundantly clear. I mean abundantly clear Um, I'm not covering the boogie shit. I'm not even covering the Chris shit. There's a couple of wonderful, great channels that are actually doing that in their own way, and and they're doing a really good job of it. And go support those people. People like Chris the Narc, who actually covered this story too. I didn't even see his coverage about it. So, but I was just kind of tabbed about this, by a friend of mine, about this, the skate about Braille skateboarding, going down. He said, "Bro, you're gonna have to watch the boards because it shit's about to go down." Let me bring my mic down just a tad, not a lot. I'll bring everything up a little bit, so it's about the same volume here. But pop out chat. That way I can see everything now. But I want to make this abundantly clear. At the beginning because of reasons. So let me just state this abundantly clearly. This is just the facts of the situation that I know of. I will make corrections in a later video if it pops off even further and everything like that. And I think anything that is said about them, like, about Braille skateboarding, is those that who will be watching's opinion. Here. Now, let me state here. I never been a really big fan of their stuff. In the I wouldn't say pre HD era. I guess I would guess the more recent era of their channel. I'm not a big fan of it because it, it's trying too much to be, insert channel A B C D E F G here,
What?
Okay, I want to make sure because there's like there's a part in a couple of these videos that at least in Nigel's video, it involves around a certain man who is Aaron Cairo. He's a state sponsored skateboarder in from San Francisco, California. And the who is the man behind Braille. Now, I want to say this abundantly clear. There is hard evidence. I don't want to go into the Scientology side of it too much because I don't know much of Scientology. Just what people are saying based on the facts, based off of their own experiences and everything. I want to be also very blunt when I say the next part here. When I say I don't like that this is becoming a. It's kind of ruining, like, my welcome back into skate. like and shout out to Nocturnal, who's a Twitch streamer on Twitch. Now he's a multi-streamer. He's probably going to be streaming here a little bit after I get done with this stream. He showed me some of their clips and everything. And I never forget this first one because this is from 8 years ago, and I'm gonna pull it up here right now. Let's see, properties. There we go. There we go. All right, so this is a video called Extremely Dangerous Glass Skateboard. You Make It, We Skate It, episode 13. This is from 8 years ago. So this is expanding a little bit more into my time as a streamer, like slowly getting into streaming and everything. Like this is some core memory stuff right here. Like Knock is like, bro, you got to see this. Have you ever seen this skate shop before? Like, no, never. And so he was like, bro, check this out. And so he shows me this video, and Aaron's actually the one skating on this video. So and it was at this moment that we're at here, that I kind of fell in love with the back into the skateboarding community a little bit, even though I don't know how to skateboard. Don't really want to learn how to skateboard. I have the balance of a fucking toddler. Okay, like real talk. But this is what I have to watch. So this is kind of cool.
That's amazing.
Well, tail slide. Maybe I don't know how to put my foot on to make it.
You want to try rolling in first?
Can we do it?
No.
Boom. That's why. That's why I fell in love with it. So we're gonna watch this video. Dan Webbs is the creator. Says that Aaron Cairo is cooked. There's another situation that has happened. Carlos Lastra. He's a former member. I want to address this part really fast because I don't like talking about this part because it disappointed the hell out of me when I found out about this. It did. But allegedly, because I don't know the full context of the story. Dan Webbs did a video on. I did watch a little bit of it. I have it on Save for Later. Please watch it. Please watch Dan Webb's stuff. Really good content career. I've been kind of watching their stuff for the last couple days. It's been nice. But allegedly, Carlos Lastra has been was talking with minors, and doing a little bit more inappropriate things with said minors. Pedophile! All right, thank you, Mr. Girl. All right. But I digress. So this video came out 5 days ago because in the context of things, Aaron Cairo put out a video saying like, "Hey, we're closing down the actual like skate shop. We're gonna try to evolve it even more, to where we're actually gonna go out to you guys instead of you guys coming to us in the other way." And I think that was kind of like, you know, I didn't think about the Scientology stuff because, like, once again, not going full detail into the Scientology stuff. But there is a video that I highly encourage everyone. It's a video. South Park calls out Scientology. I think it's because it's based off of the episode of South Park where I'm trying to remember. Like everyone's calling Tom Cruise gay, allegedly. You know, once again, I got to throw that out because I don't want to get hit by the Scientology mob here. And he gets so angry that he goes into the closet, like unironically, in the sense. So it's because I can't remember his name on top of my head here. Stanley becomes the new head of a Scientology, and he tells them like do all this certain things. And then in the episode, they actually explain the whole hierarchy of Scientology, where it's basically pay to play. Like the more you pay, the more nuance you get. I don't know about you, but if it was anything other than Scientology, I would say that is a scam. Once again, allegedly, many people call it a scam. A $250,000 scam. Now, I don't know if they brought up the price to about $500,000 or $1 million because of inflation. That's just me joking, of course. But there was a lot of rumors going around that Aaron was donating money from proceeds from taking a little bit out of his company, which was a small business at the time. So they were getting almost every type of little asset that they could get with government help and everything like that. Because also state of California compliance and also federal grants and pellets and all that stuff. So they were using any type of money he was using any type of money that he could get to nuance himself. Because in a period of 4 years, from like I think it was like 2000, I think according to the video, because from 2016 to about no, not 2016. It was 2018 to about 2021. Nowhere to be found on that channel. There was no Aaron Cairo to be found on that channel. All of a sudden, boom, he comes back. He's all of a sudden a social butterfly. And he explains in an interview that he was basically becoming a social he did these classes to become more outgoing, becoming more of a business person and everything like that. I mean, touching grass and hanging out with the skate community, that's something to be social. Like, look, I'll be real. If you ever meet me IRL, if I don't know you immediately, I'm pretty shy. Like, I'll give you like the I like to call it the showman vibe to it. But it at the same time, I'm gonna give you the whole like I kind of don't know who you are, like, but if you kind of invest in me a little bit, I'll open up and everything, that type of stuff. But I digress. And so a lot of people were making this. Is this because of Scientology? Now, I don't understand the whole complexity of the Scientology, like I said earlier, but one of the things that keeps coming up in the videos, and Dan Webbs is going to explain it here. that there's a hierarchy, and if you become the top dog in your city, you're the leader of the city of blank blank of Scientology. I actually have, if I'm not mistaken, actually do have a Church of Scientology in town. Like I could check this here. Like I have one in town. So like let's say if I did exactly the same thing that Aaron Cairo did, I would be the so and so forth head of Scientology. Now, it doesn't mean that you're the leader of the church, everything like that. It just means that you get like the social status. It's like it's basically like it's like paying for microtransactions and then just absolutely saying, "Oh, I'm better than all of you. I'm better than all of you. You know it." Like that type of shit. So we're gonna go ahead and take a look at this here, and we're gonna see. And by the way, for those who have the role in my Discord, you guys can go into the green room if you want to ask questions about this video or just want to comment on it. Because this is fascinating to me. Because like I didn't know this was it was a part of the actual BrailleSkateboarding lore, so to speak. So
maybe I won't cover this, but it seems I may as well see the saga through to the end, as this seems to be the last chapter for Braille, at least Braille as it stands at the moment, because Aaron is in some quite hot water, and I'd hate to say I told you so, but I did tell you so, and I also already knew about all this stuff beforehand. So first we're going to go through the Nigel video, and I'm going to show you some stuff that I think is some of the worst shit that they could possibly do to the viewers, which is you guys. And then we're going to go over the BrailleSkateboarding I Messed Up video, because there's a lot of stuff in that needs to be talked about. So with all that being said, we're going to get into this topic right now.
So he mentions a video that Aaron Cairo made, I think a day before this video actually came out, where he basically was trying to say, like, look, listen, so about that original plan, I said in the video before where he detailed, like, I'm gonna come out to you guys instead. I think I kind of messed up, but I'm gonna wiggle my way around it to not take fault in it, which, by the way, I feel like that is absolute shit to do. On a personal level, like, why? Like, why? What? Okay. Thank you, Windows 11 fucking update. Like, you should go update to Windows 11. Alright, fuck off. But essentially, he kind of wiggles a way around it, sitting there, going like, trying to make it sound like I did this, or did you guys? Which is kind of hokey shit. It's really hokey. Or as shout out to Frankie Kazarian, the king of TNA, he would say, "This is the drizzling shits of a lie," and it's just amazing how he built this empire that could have done good for skateboarding. Like, and I'm not gonna take that away from him. Like, they developed an app called Skate Everywhere, which is basically kind of like its own community. Now, I don't know if the app is actually still there on the Play Store or on the Apple Store. I would like for someone to actually verify if it's still on the stores or not. Because if it's not in the stores anymore, that just really sucks. Because of Braille, there's a lot more kids actually doing skateboarding. Even adults like going into their 50s and 30s, which, like, first of all, I have bad knees. You're not gonna see my ass skating. BMX, maybe. Who knows? I don't know. I could if I would, but we'll see eventually. But you know, yeah.
Now, we're going to start off with Nigel's video. Now, this is Nigel's video right here. I'm going to link it in the description because we're not going to go through the whole thing. I have watched the whole thing. Don't get me wrong. We do like Nigel. We're a big fan of Nigel here on the channel, as he seems to be the only one in the Braille skateboarding sphere that actually speaks the truth. At least the only existing member that remains. The rest of them all seem to keep quiet and don't want anything to do with the drama, which, fair enough, if you just want to let everything crumble around you. And Nigel seems to be the one that actually speaks up in this situation. So, with all that said, the part of Nigel videos that really hit me the hardest was this section here.
I'm gonna take some shit. Me and my boy car up here on the top of the house because apparently all this is just trash. All of it. Bear Walker sent us this when we hit 5 million. Sent us 3, right? Trash. It's in the trash pile.
Okay, so he later explains on Instagram, I think it was like the day after that, in one of his stories for the day, he basically just explained to someone who asked him a question that basically about why they aren't they gonna do like a inventory meltdown, like an auction and everything like that, which I would. Matthias, who owns Spellbound Studio, he did a whole warehouse inventory sale of all of his stuff in from the studio, except for like a handful of things that he needs for him to just be a one-man studio and everything like that, which is cool. And that was a great way to introduce, get to know fans and everything like that. Like, I think that would have done a better service to the fans, in my opinion, rather than just sitting there going like, hey, I'm closing Braille, bye, you know, that type of shit. So, and some of these boards, like he just mentioned that board, we're actually, we could go to that actual clip here.
Brand new skateboards. Look at that.
Like, see? Still has price tags on them. There's the 5 million board. They sent him 3. I know Aaron has one. I knew Aaron had one. Uzi had one in his office at that point while he's still there. And by the way, like, the one man that I feel the worst for is Uzi Walker, because like he when Aaron was away, he was literally the glue that was holding like Braille. Him and Gabe were just like holding the channel all together and everything like that. Like I see, one thing that I actually like about Braille was that they weren't gonna do anything like for cheap or anything like that. They were gonna go all out for it. Me and my buddy Knock were talking about this like a long time ago, and I said, you know, for a YouTube channel, maybe they should actually do something that actually gets them into like buying, you know, skate tapes and everything like that. There's a Mike Valley. He still does videos on his YouTube channel, occasionally like showing off some new stuff for skate tapes and everything. Which now, obviously with the digital world, I think it would be cool to even have like a skate tape just for YouTube. Like, you know, have the cool spots on YouTube, you know, show like this is what the skate life is all about, you know. It's trying again until you hit the trick. You hit it twice, hit it 3 times, you nail it, right? And then have like the more insane stuff on it behind a paywall, like do like a subscription where, like, you know, once a month they release like a whole chunk of skate video they're working on over the year, and then have like the big compilation come out on like Christmas Day, so that way they can everyone can watch it all together as a community and everything like that, and it supports them. Like it goes directly in their pockets. Now, and actually something that I seen some people on the Reddits talk about is they didn't, I think someone said there was talks about apparently one of the reasons why the OG person that was the host of the videos, Lance, was the only reason why he left is because when the channel started taking off, Aaron wasn't paying everyone as equally as much. Like, you know, he paid the skater like one or two skaters here and there, and then the editor, which was I think Gabe at the time, when Lance decided, like, you know, hey, look, uses, you know. Now that's alleged stuff. That's something that I'm hearing like throughout the boards and everything about this, because like the whole skate community is talking about this, and it's like I said, it's maddening. But like you see something like this, you know, boards, like we're talking like $85 boards right here, like fully set up, ready to go for you. And then like the you make it, we skate it. Like right there's a scuba tank board. A scuba tank board. Like I would take that immediately. And then there's the, I think that's the penny board one. Yeah, that's the penny board one. And then there's more. I forget they had an actual drum set out there. And then there's the crazy scooter. Look, okay, my favorite videos is still when they're doing the scooters, the non-electric scooters, and they're trying to do like a game of skate with the scooters, and Fetty Potter, who also got in a lot of hot water. He was like one of the very first like noticeable ones that like left the channel unexpectedly for me, and then I found out some context of it. Now it's been cleared up and like, but I mean, still the wounds remain and everything with that. Fetty doesn't deserve a lot of the issues that they had to deal with in the midst of that, because this was in the middle of COVID when this happened. So he and plus his jaw was broken, everything like that. That's the real fuck part right there. But yeah.
All of it.
And then, yep, there it is right there. Part of the vert wall, like the board, like the ramps going down, everything. Now, I've been told some of the people had demanded Aaron that they donate them to local skate areas that are still doing like workshops and everything like that. I understand the only thing that isn't in state of California where like where this is based out of, where the Braille House is based out of, is the mini ramp, which that is going to Colorado apparently. So that's good to hear though, and you know, but still, it just, it's painful to not see that they're moving along. They're tearing down like a lot of kids' childhoods. Like, you know, I mean, it was part of my childhood. Like, you know, watching GTA. We're doing heists on GTA while we're watching it on the side on the second monitor. That was really cool. But you know,
There's another one right here. Brand new skateboards. Look at it. It's got the tag on it. Trash pile. All of it.
So what you saw right there was all of the boards over the years that viewers have sent into Braille, the You Make It We Skate It series, rewards for them hitting subscriber milestones, like you just saw the Bear Walker 5 million. Bear Walker's a hugely popular artist. I mean, he's done some of the boards that are on my wall. Let me show you. Like, he's a pretty popular guy. Like this Raichu skateboard
That's
right
actually
here,
fucking
that is a Bear
epic.
Walker skateboard, and to have something like this, of this craftsmanship just thrown into the trash, is disgusting. And that is not even going over like all the viewers that maybe spent their hard-earned money on building boards, or like the Lego boards that they made, all kinds of concrete chain.
Oh god, the Lego board. I remember the Lego board. That one was worse. Or I won't show it on stream, but if you guys look it up, there was a Bed of Nails episode of You Make It We Skate It, and a little bloodshed, a little gigging, but you know, the people who made it warned them that, you know, hey, some of the nails weren't all the way like fine down to like a rounded end, so just be careful, you know, that type of stuff.
Mail fences, any kind of material and like situation you can imagine. Someone built a board and sent it to Braille, and they've just gone and chucked it in the trash, which is like the biggest spit in the face of anything. I get it, this stuff probably does take up a lot of space, but the fact that you couldn't donate it to all the viewers or do like a charity auction, like think of that, right? They could have done an auction in one of the last days of the Braille house where they just sat there and live streamed, right? People bid for this board, that board, this board, then donate all the money to a charity or put it towards the channel or some way. There are so many things they could have done with all this stuff that they just didn't do, and they've just thrown it into the trash, which is such a disrespectful thing in my opinion. Like if you guys made me something, ain't no way. Like that board in the background of my thing, let me switch camera real quick. Like see this board here? This is made by a viewer, and she is one of the nicest kids ever, and I would not dream in a million years of throwing that away. And there are so many other things that people have made for me over the years that I just like, I couldn't imagine ever not wanting to keep these things. But I guess that's just the difference between actually caring about the people that watch your stuff and Braille skateboarding. But yeah, let me chuck this back on the wall. So yeah, maybe think twice before you send something to your favorite giant YouTube skate channel, because they might not even give a shit and just be using it for content. But anyway, so that is the thing that resonated with me the most, that really like made me upset for the people that have been massive fans of the channel, myself included. Don't get me wrong, I've also been a massive fan of Braille in the past. Admittedly, when I was first getting back into skateboarding, I thought this channel's cool, inspiring for me. Like I take inspiration from their videos, I have done in the past. Obviously tutorials, they're not owned by them at all, but some of the You Make It We Skate It videos, I've tried to make boards in the past, and don't get me wrong, inspired by Braille, for sure, but the difference is how they treat their employees after this. So this isn't even the surface of it. Let me switch back to this real quick. We're going to end this video. I'm going to X out this video from Nigel. It's definitely worth a watch if you want to get a little bit more information, but I'm going to go through this I messed up video because this is something that Nigel didn't do in his video, and I've paused it at a few key moments that I'd like to talk about. So we've got 4 or 5 key moments here. Let's see what my man says.
That occurs in my personal life. My personal life is my personal life, and I'm going to keep Braille skateboarding about skateboarding, specifically teaching, motivating, and inspiring. So that's what it's about, and I'm pushing that forward no matter what, and if people want to make it about something else, that's on them.
So he says all he cares about is pushing, motivating, and inspiring skate.
So you were doing that. You were doing that. You could have just ignored the pressure. You could have ignored the pressure, but no, you had to make it about, like, you know, your like when you have to say like, hey, don't talk about my private, like, look, whatever happens in my private life is my private life, you know. Unfortunately, as content creators, regardless if you're a small or bigger one, you know, some degrees of your life is gonna be public. Like take for instance, like professional wrestlers, like they have a gimmick name and then their shoot name, which is like their real name. You're not gonna sit there and go like call the Big Show Paul Wright. You know, that's an example right there. That's a disrespectful thing to it. So I like don't make it about you. Just say, hey, listen, many people want to talk about, like, this is the part of the reason why that Braille is sizing down and everything like that. This is not the case. I just simply want to go in this direction with Braille, and that's it. Just keep it sweet and simple. Like, instead, he just kind of weaved it around a little bit, just enough where he said, okay, this is a good answer. I like this. Good answer. Good answer. Pat on the back for me, Mr. Aaron Cairo, Scientologist of San Diego. Okay.
skateboarders, right? You'd think if that was the case, all of this money that their channel made, and don't get me wrong, right, I've done a brief bit of maths on this to try and tell you exactly how much money they have made over the years. Their channel, right here, if we go onto here, on the About section, where is it? Right there. You can see it has 1.869 billion with a B, billion with a B views. And let's just say like conservative CPM or RPM, I should say, which is how much you get paid per 1,000 views here on YouTube. For me, I swear in my content, my videos are shorter than theirs, and I make about £6, maybe £5 on average for per 1,000 views, and they're obviously in dollars, so £5, say about $6.50, and also they don't swear, so you can probably add a bit more on for that. But conservatively, let's just say it's the same or similar to mine at $6.50. They're going to be making over $12 million in the time that they've been posting over the
$12 million. Like, I don't know if that's the actual math per scale. Like, at least in terms of, I think he's trying to like. I'll give Dan this. I think he doesn't know like the conversion rate necessarily for American dollars per 1,000 views, maybe, but he's kind of guessing it's a little bit over the Australia or whatever pound, because he's European. So I don't know. I guess you could say that, maybe. I guess, but if it's enough to where you're crossing over millions of dollars and you're donating it to, you know, the Church of Scientology, once again, I don't want any shots. But if you're using company money to pay to get your nuance, so to speak, right? You shouldn't be you shouldn't be able to touch the money at any point. Like, you should be doing that with your own money, not just because like, oh, because my name's on the dotted line as the founder, owner, and runner of this company, I get to say so where my money goes. It's a public trade. It's a small business, and in some states, you dipping your hands and putting it into taking money out and not putting it in for expenses, that's fraud. Like, I'm just saying. Like, in some states. Now, I don't know about California. So let me state for the record, I'm not saying that Aaron probably got his hand caught in the cookie jar too much to where everyone was like, look, we're done. We no. Like, I think, and this is my opinion of how the whole Braille stuff happened. Like, I think once Gabe left, everyone started like, you know, I'm not so sure, because like, one thing I could absolutely say about Gabe, because like I've watched when they streamed for a little bit on DLive and on YouTube. He loves fighting for the people that he's around, you know, protect your tribe, you know, that's what he's all about. And, you know, like, now he's a dad, everything, you know, he's even going to be more like that. So he's trying to make sure everyone gets their green. And he probably looked at the financial books, because I think he was a higher up in the company enough to see the money. And he sat there going like, bro, if people find out about this, they're going to leave. And I think this would be like right around the time, because he left a little bit right after the whole Carlos Lastros situation happened. Yeah. I think that's the one that everyone kind of talks about. So I don't know. I think there was a lot of people really upset about Gabe leaving and then the inner layers of the onion, so to speak, finally were developing, and it turned into this whole situation.
The last like 10 years or so. 12 million. That's 1.2 million a year. An average of like 100k a month when it comes to since they've had the Braille House. So I thought I'd jump in here real quick just to clarify that I'm using Mr. Beast's own platform right here to estimate revenue. And as you can see, it's 4.3 to 12 million. That's just based off the YouTube long form views, no shorts whatsoever. And that's conservative because that 4.3 is with a very low RPM. If it's anything near mine, their RPM, which I would assume is even higher, then it's going to be 12 million or maybe even more. And remember, that is just from views. That doesn't include any product sales or anything like that, any sponsorship spots or people that pay them to send them products to doing videos, stuff like that. So this is a conservative estimate. And as you can see, again, just from views. So you can probably triple or quadruple that if you want to include product sales and stuff like that as well. Which if you can't make all this work on that, I don't really know what to tell you. Like that's just an average as well. Like some of these months they would probably be making close to $500,000 in their prime. Admittedly now they're probably making like 10, 15, 20k, but back in the day, they were making hundreds of thousands per month. And for that to all go into Scientology and not into skateboarding, because bear in mind, there is multiple things, I'll put one on screen right now, of Aaron handing over
See here, included today's story about Scientology's wealth donors revealed in a new church magazine. Skateboard hero Aaron Cairo is now a multi-million-dollar donator and has unlocked the gold Meritus badge. Okay, the Meritiosis. Okay, yeah, I don't know about that, but anyway. By the way, as a Christian, this is me breaking the fourth wall here for a minute here. I don't even like Scientology. Like, as soon as you say you have to pay this amount of money to get more knowledge and everything like that, like, you know, like get bent. Like, respectfully get bent. Like, F you, you know, with the spoon up the ass. Like, that. I'll say a Hail Mary on Sunday, but, you know, that's neither the point on it. But, like, we like, there's even, I think there was a proclamation, like, in the 90s when Scientology was just slowly beginning to, like, take form, that the Pope, even made a disavowal of Scientology because he said that something along the lines of, like, Scientology is a man-made religion. I mean, some people can argue that, you know, to a level, any religion really is man-made. I would say man-made, divinely assisted, I guess. I don't know.
Millions, and I mean millions of dollars to Scientology. Nigel said it in his video as well. This is 100% true, so this isn't just like me theorizing. They literally donated the money from the skateboarding into that. And to say all I care about is pushing, motivating, and inspiring after donating all the money from skateboarders, from skateboarding, into this cult, that, bear in mind, there's some pretty sketchy stuff.
Not my words, his words.
They try and unalive people that leave and talk shit about them. It literally says in their, like, handbook that if you're a kid and you have a relationship with an adult, that's fine, which is probably the reason.
Ooh! Hey, I heard Drake was a Scientologist. Pedophile! Alright. Probably trying to strike a chord. He's probably a minor. That's probably what's going on.
Reason why they covered up the whole Carlos situation and still haven't done anything about that and lied about that in the podcast that I covered recently. But anyway, that's just a big tangent we've gone on there. They could obviously afford everything. They just
To all of them as well. So when I was growing up and I was trying to come up in the skateboard industry, I had really good sponsors, some really top-notch, top-level sponsors, and I just felt like I was never quite given an opportunity.
And now we can see why. Because this dude is extremely weird, doesn't give a crap about any of his employees, is doing all kinds of nefarious stuff behind the scenes. He's lying about stuff I've said, like in his podcast with Lamont Holt. He just goes and lies straight to their face about his position in Scientology. He bigs up Carlos after the Predator allegations. Like, this is just one hell of a weird guy. And back then, before he had his own business, I'm sure the sponsors that he was with probably had an inkling on this, which is why he didn't get pushed.
Yeah, so that is something that, like, if you act weird and people have an inkling of that, that's probably a good reason why. Like, they're probably, like, pushing you, like, enough to where, like, you know, you're not gonna notice necessarily. You're just gonna be sitting there going, like, you know, oh, okay, oh, little Timmy, okay, yeah. We'll send you to this tournament, whatever, cool. You know, just leave us alone about getting to the next level. And I think that's why a lot of people who go into Scientology to a level, especially like those of the upper class, do that because like they grew up with like, yeah, we didn't have this how much power growing up, so now it's like, if you have to purchase a status to be a somebody in this world, that's fucked. Like Tony Hawk didn't have to be had to do that. Fucking Bob Burnquist didn't have to do that. They became somebody because people actually uh paid into them, invested in them, and said like, "Hey, do this." Like, don't worry about money this, money that. Just worry about you skateboarding and having fun. That's where the more fun get. But the fact that he's lying about stuff, lying more about the whole what was it, like twisting people's words. I wouldn't say lie. I would say twisting people's words up for his own like version of context and everything like that. It's unfortunate that we have to get to that kind of point, right?
Into the higher categories, the higher echelons of skateboarding. But that's just my personal opinion. Obviously, could be wrong with that, but chances are I'm probably not, because everything else I've said about Aaron up until this point has been pretty spot on. So anyway, let's get into this next section.
October 2026, I believe was the date. October 2026. To go back to the whole changes in YouTube, it basically dwindled down to where I was making $14,000 a month on YouTube, which was covering barely the Braille House rent. But then,
right, so here he's complaining about not having enough money to cover the rent for the Braille House. What I just went over with you a minute ago shows that on average over the last 10 years, they've made about $100,000 per month. Obviously, like I said earlier, a lot of that would have been coming in big chunks during the prime of the channel, like 100K, 500K a month. And for that to be the case, and you not to put some of this to the side in case something like this happens where the views are down or you can't afford it and you haven't got the savings, instead you just put all that money into a cult, you got no one to blame but yourself, my old muck.
Boom, right there. Like this is my whole thing. I remember someone talking about this. It was I think it was Richard Childress. Richard Childress, when he started his race team in the late 70s, early 80s, or mid 80s. I can't remember when they started the race team, but he talked about how he would literally go starve himself for like a week or two just so they can have enough money to afford the fuel for the to get to the race, to have fuel for the race, and to have the tires to run the race, which is like, you do your math. I mean, nowadays that's impossible. Like, you would have to have sponsorship money, everything to do that. I heard rumors that they were trying to team up with G Fuel, and then the whole Keemstar stuff happened. Like, when that stuff happened, they're like, yeah, we're just gonna skip the whole plan like that. Like, I've heard a lot of rumors. Like, some people who are workers there saying anonymously, like, maybe he wasn't going for the right sponsorships and everything like that. Because there were some times where they were actually sponsored by some stuff, like Razer even sponsored an episode of Game of Scooter or Scoot or whatever they called it, because they got brand new scooters and even motorized ones too. So that was cool of them to get sponsored by them for for a video, which is kind of cool. Like, I think we need to stop getting into that mindset. Like, even as a bigger company, or even to the, like, just yourself in the camera, like, if eventually you get a good enough following to the point where, like, you can grow, like, and there's a sponsorship available, like, obviously vet it, make sure it's legit and everything, but if you want that channel to grow, like, hey, maybe we can work a deal out with them, like that. Like, I don't, like, I'm gonna stay on the record, I don't like affiliate programs. Like, I really don't. The only reason why I'm affiliated with, like, Rogue is because that's how the program works. They make you go through the affiliate before you get to a partnership. And I don't stream as much, so I'm affiliate for life, I guess. But the way I'm trying to explain this is, eventually, you gotta take any source of income you can take. Like, even if in some aspects, unless you find it morally irreprehensible to take that sponsorship and everything like that. Like, I remember, I think it was, I can't remember, I think it was like one of Bikes and Beards. They said on a podcast a long time ago that they said that they weren't taking what was it, Kawasaki's for the longest time, because Kawasaki was like one of the very first, we stand with we're the official motorcycles of I think it was Brett Favre, and this was when Brett Favre had his little episode with his little Brett Favre, so to speak, and they were like, yeah, no, if you're wanting to associate us by your motorcycles with Brett Favre, I don't want to be part of that. I mean, we all make mistakes, but like, if people don't want to take your sponsorship, like, hey, I ain't.
Add in the salaries of all the skaters, the filmers, the editors, and all the payroll on top of that, you can see, like, as a small business owner, what position am I in, and that's where...
You say small business owner, but your business has made over $10 million just from YouTube ad revenue. That's not including any product sales, board sales, Skateboarding Made Simple sales, Braille Army Plus member, whatever the hell stuff they have, their subscription service. That's not including any of that. That's just the base level, and that's conservative as well. Like, if that was my channel getting that many views, I'd be making about that. But their videos are longer, which gives you a higher RPM, so you make more money. They don't swear in their videos, which means you get more money. They're from the US, which means your audience is predominantly US, which means you get a tad more money than like the UK and stuff like that. Conservatively, I'm saying 10 to 15. But yeah, if you've not got the money from that to pay your bills and you're still calling yourself a quote-unquote small business, then this guy's got all of his stuff, all of his ducks in the wrong order, and it seems the community is finally starting to wise up. I mean, look at this like to dislike ratio right here. We've got 3.5.
See, he uses the same thing I use, even though I'm not on Chrome on it. They don't have it. They blocked it here on Brave browser, but yeah, when they came out with this video, the dislike buttons was just, like,
11K likes, 11K dislikes. If you want to bring dislikes back, by the way, it's a plugin. Bring dislikes back. Funny enough, that's what it's called. Anyway, let's go into the next section. We're going to X out these real quick and get on this one.
I do everything I can to keep everything as positive as possible.
Okay, now this thing here, this is what I personally would call toxic positivity. When you want to make every single thing about your persona, about your channel, about your life, extremely positive all the time, it comes off as inauthentic. Like when I see a YouTuber, skateboarding or otherwise, it's always like, oh, everything's so good, amazing, happy-go-lucky, all this, that, and the other. While it can be good for a video or two to cheer yourself up, to see it every single time from the same person, just constantly trying to be positive about everything, it just doesn't feel real in my personal opinion. I know some of you guys probably have a different opinion to that, but for me, if someone's not showing a bit of the bad along with the good, then it's just not genuine.
Bingo. That's actually another point right there. I think, like, when Aaron was on the videos a lot, for the You Make It You Skate, because that's what mostly, like, they would have a skate challenge video on like Thursdays, and then on Tuesdays they'll have You Make It You Skate It. So I don't know. I think honestly because he was in the episode of where the nail board episode, I think after that it's like he kind of had to, like, you know, suck it up, buttercup type of deal with it, because like you could tell in some of the videos, like his eyes are just kind of like, you could, obviously his eyes are the window of the soul, aka the crow, the real crow, not this new one that's coming out. Though I'm giving it a chance. Um, I could read a little bit into someone, and like there's some body language where you can sit there and go, well, I don't think Aaron's liking this board necessarily. I think he really didn't like the Gucci board, the Louis Vuitton board. It wasn't a Gucci board. That episode, I think that's the only one that Nigel actually basically grabbed, because like he was cooking on that board. Like he was cooking on that board. It's actually one of my favorite episodes. That and the carpet board, which was just basically a giant carpet. Like it was like a regular board. It was, I think it was like a double ply 9.5 with traditional suspension on it, and the like the board was just covered in carpet. So like regardless, it which someone actually pointed out in the comments, because I remember this very vividly about this, that episode of You Make You Skate It. Someone just sat there and go like, why don't anyone? I'm surprised no one hasn't decided to try to skate with their shoes off on a carpet board, like going down the 5. Like, what's the worst that could happen? Especially if they grind the rail. And someone said, 911, what's your emergency? Help, the rail house on fire. I was like, what? I was like, okay, I can see why they didn't. It's like, see, sometimes you got to think a little bit with the insurance, but still, like, I don't think he was a good boss. I think, honestly, like just on the facts of like other people and them talking about it.
I don't think it is anyway. Like if someone says, oh, these are the struggles I've had, this is what we're going through, this is how we're going to fix it, that's a lot more motivating to me than someone who's like, oh, no, it's all good, bro, it's all good, we're not going to let anything get us down, all this, that, and the other. Just ignore the negativity, we'll be fine. Fair enough if you want to ignore the negativity when you're at the top of your game, but when stuff is coming crumbling down, I think it's just not legit. It's not how life is.
You guys might even notice that. And it's, well, why isn't Aaron making a video about this? Well, because it's entirely negative, and the world needs a positive place where skateboarders can come together.
It's like, oh, there's a nonce working for me. Better not say anything about that because it's negative. Could have got rid of him. Could have filed a police report.
The fact that he didn't cover about the whole Carlos Lastros situation, and that's something that like I will come around about with this too. Like I kind of learned the TLDR of it, and that's it. Like, typical, like, adult talking to minor in an inappropriate way, like inappropriate actions and everything like that. Yeah, like there's actually a stat. I think if I remember correctly, California even has a statute that basically says that you are in that state. Anything involved with the minor. Hold on, I can actually hold on. Let me look this up here. Let's see. What about California? I'm sorry, I'm trying to find this thing. So in the state of California, you are mandatory to report any type of sexual assault, R word, and any type of thing that comes out of it that involves a minor. Like for instance, where I live, that's the same way. Especially if you're in a position of power where you're teaching someone how to do something, and a lot of people are gonna sit there and go like, "But Russ, he's not actually a teacher and all that." No, but he's teaching someone how to do a trick and everything like that. So hypothetically, technically speaking, he's already a mandatory reporter for minors. And the fact that he covered up for Carlos in that regard, kind of irresponsible for Aaron. But also, you got to remember, with the Danny Masterson case, like he was a who's in prison for probably the rest of his life. Let's be clear here about that one. For essays, sexual assaults against multiple women, and mostly it's because, like, and some of them were allegedly minors. Like, I know in this state I live in, and also in where in California, there's also there is some laws that apply also to like the parents and everything like that. Like, if you witnessed it, you have to say something, because if you don't say something, then you're responsible for it. Like something along those lines of it. Look, California is just getting ridiculous with some of these laws. They're protecting you. Oh, yeah. Oh, look at the children. Fucking diaper sniffers, okay? Just, backflip off a cliff into a valley of landmines. That's how I feel about in Minecraft and Overwatch, whatever. Raid Shadow Legends.
Have known that they were drunk teaching kids, which we obviously know he knew, because for example, if a friend of mine, which he says they're all his really good friends, if a friend of mine comes into work and he's drunk, you best know I know that instantly, and I'm not letting him anywhere near kids. But yeah, this is just like, it blows my mind how so much stuff flew under the radar. And when I was calling all this shit out, admittedly, most of you guys were on my side and knew the problem at hand. And there was still a small section of Aaron fanboys that were like, oh, you're just doing this to hate. But as you can see now, my read of Aaron Cairo was pretty on point. But yeah, we've got one more section to go through. Let's check out this right from near the end of the video.
That's all. I'm just trying to teach people how to do a skateboard trick. Like, you either learned how to kickflip or you didn't. If you did, I achieved my goal. If your goal was to learn how to do a kickflip and you learned how to do a kickflip, that's awesome. And I don't have any harmful intentions or ill will towards anybody. I just want everybody to keep going, and I hope that in the future...
Give me money, that's my will. Just put Mr. Krabs' face over it.
We can keep the videos positive and...
See, listen to this. All he wants to do is keep the videos positive. All he wants to do is teach people how to skateboard. Not anything about being brainwashed by a car.
Okay, so we're gonna look at this video right here. So
this happened to him too. Go subscribe to all those. Right, pussies, hello and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing the aftermath of the whole Braille situation. We're going to go through the whole thing from start to finish. I'm going to put you onto some videos that I didn't know existed before, because to be honest, I hadn't realized that Ricky had also posted a video before I made my last one, because usually he doesn't really speak out too much on these kind of things. But on this one, I have to say, I've got to respect that he's gone through and actually made this video, because what they've done to him and all the other guys is especially tragic. I would be being dishonest if I didn't show you guys every side of the story. So that's what we're going to do in this video. As I put up the poll last night, I asked you guys to vote on which videos you wanted next, and the Braille aftermath one has won by a landslide. So with all that being said, we're going to jump into every piece of content from start to finish. We're not going to watch all of them, obviously, because that'd be like a 2-hour information, especially if you guys have watched the most recent video they did on Braille video by checking out some of the comments of their most recent videos, because Carlos Lastra thing. There were multiple allegations from many people with victims, sources, all this kind of evidence, right, to take Carlos and get him into trouble. Aaron said he was going to do that. He lied to me, told me he was making a court case, lied about it. He then said the same thing to Nigel, lied about it to Nigel. I've got all the DMs of Nigel that I showed to you guys in the previous videos, as well as going over multiple victims who have offered to come forth and help the case, but Aaron is just doing nothing about it. So if anything, we know that these guys are very sketchy, and it seems like they're trying to hide the truth, or at least protect the guilty. So with all that being said, this whole saga after that.
And then this is once again, like, in Scientology, if you do anything to anyone, they're going to tell you, cover it up as much as possible. Like, they don't want any trouble within the Scientology thing. Now, granted, because one, got out of the cuckoo's nest here, so to speak. And tweetled that, you know, hey, Danny Masterson did this to me. You know, I haven't heard a public decree from them that they disavow Danny Masterson. I think, honestly, he's in a recent thing, because he still has money, he's paying for protection, and there's a lot of people who like him, which, I mean, look, I don't know about you, but, like, you hurt women, you hurt children, whether it's sexually or physically, like, you're scum. You're scum. You're not even a human. Like, but he was hired from that '70s show. Like, I don't give a flying fuck. Like, I hope someone makes the call. You know what I'm saying? Like, Danny Masterson doesn't deserve to be able to look wood chipper. That's all I gotta say when it comes to that. But the fact that he like this kind of falls into the same pattern right here. He knows Carlos is there, and he's a mandatory reporter because he's a safe zone. He has, like, anything involving more than one minor, you have to report it. Like, I don't care if you, like, look, if churches have to be mandatory reporters, then you have to be a mandatory reporter. Like, that's just the point blank. Like, and if any state that doesn't have mandatory reporting, like, they need to have a coming to Jesus moment. A bat named Jesus. Anyway, but yeah, if they're covering Carlos up, that's pretty fucked. Like, no, like, I don't care if you don't have all the evidence immediately. Like, you can introduce that as the case is going. They'll fight it to the tooth and nail. Honestly, I don't think Carlos would, though, because, like, you know, hey, I feel like he's the type of person that would be like, hey, if I got caught, I got caught, right? Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong on that. Maybe. Let's continue.
So after the Carlos situation began here at the Gabe Cruz. So as soon as Gabe Cruz left was when the whole Braille saga, the whole Braille situation started falling apart. Now, I'm not going to watch this video, because to be honest, it's just a 33-minute video of just talking about all the good times, the bad times. So check it out if you want to, but it's kind of boring, I can't lie. Next, we've got Uzi Walker leaving. So he left and he made this video.
Uzi, I love you, brother. Uzi, you're a good man. I don't care what anyone says about you. Uzi Walker is a G. He's the only guy I know that absolutely didn't break his ankles trying to do a laser flip on the 3-step in the old part. Because he's actually one of the few people that were there for the old park setup at Braille and then the new park setup. Like, I remember he did the 3-step, and I never forget it. Like, I'm watching everyone trying to do it because it's a game of skate, right? Because they're bored and they're like, well, we don't have any boards coming in, so let's do a game of skate video. Okay, fine. Like, 5-way game of skate. Like, Gabe, Aaron, I think at the time Uzi was just started. The European fellow, the German, I can't remember his name. Oh my god. This is gonna hurt me. I don't know. I'm trying to remember who else, but anyway, like, the fact that we're this, like, I'm tired of saying the fact here. The point is, there was so much good stuff in it. Like, I mean, let's kind of, like, if we took away like all the drama and everything like that around it, like surrounding Braille right now, like taking a look at it in hindsight's 2020 type of stuff, like without all the possibilities of catching a case and everything like that, these videos were amazing. Now every time I look at some older videos that doesn't have Gabe or Lance in it, it's fucking terrifying to watch, because like I could see it in most of everyone's eyes. Like Nigel probably being the one the most, because he kept getting on Aaron's case about, you know, make a report, Aaron, come on. And he's former military. Let me point that out. Like, I already have a lot of respect for him enough as it is as a skateboarder, but he's military too. God bless Nigel Jones, okay? Go buy his shit.
End of an era / I quit Braille. Basically, he felt like he was undervalued, underpaid, and not really given the props that they deserve for running the channel of Braille and basically being the face of a 5.8 million subscriber channel. So that, in my eyes, is completely fair. Like, how you would not want to appreciate the people that made the channel who it is, I have no idea. But yeah, that's the first person you want to be subscribing to. Uzi Walker. I'll leave every single channel, every single video I watch, except from Braille, wink wink, in the description of this one, so you can go and follow them. So make sure you go follow Uzi. Obviously, he's been doing some skate content recently. Not too much of a work ethic here. I'd love to see some more videos, but again, he's just doing his thing, so go subscribe to him. Next, we've got The Last Day Ever at the Braille House by Glow. Now, Glow was the first person to make a video like visiting the destroyed warehouse. I think it was either Glow or Ricky, one of the two. But yeah, he made this video, 52k views, done really well. I'd highly recommend, again, go subscribe to Glowboarder. He's another one of the Braille team members that they have just hung out to dry and just left in the dust. So definitely go subscribe to him. Again, channel link in the description. In this video,
And that's another thing, you know. He just fired everyone. There's no severance. There's allegedly no severance package, anything like that. Like, how do you fire 200 people and not give them a severance package? Like, you make, like what he said, allegedly make about almost 12 million in your heyday, and you still don't have enough money to pay these people at least a severance package. Like, you tainted your own business from the ground up simply because you want to appease the almighty Scientology boobobs or whatever. You want to oppress Stanley? You know? You want to oppress Stanley, a minor? Pedophile! Okay? South Park? Hello?
Glow basically just goes over his thoughts and feelings of like the warehouse and all this, that, and the other. I mean, look at it. Look at how sad that looks, how empty that looks. It's tragic. And you guys may be thinking, oh, Webbs, you don't really like Braille. You've had beef with them in the past. You're probably super happy about this. And to be honest, I'm happy that people are seeing the real person that Aaron is, but I'm not happy at how this whole thing panned out, like how the warehouse has been destroyed. These kids have been caught in the crossfire, all the Scientology things. And by the way, if you want to see the full extent of the Scientology and how deeply rooted it is in Braille, I would recommend going to check out them 2 Aaron Cairo videos that I showed you at the start of this on my channel, because I show you guys exactly how many people in the company are under Scientology, and it's shitloads. Let me just quickly bounce back to this one real quick. Like, if we go to the Braille channel, you see this person right here, where is it? Chloe. So this person that they're with, Chloe, she's a heavy Scientologist, so is Lance. First time that I mentioned that in a video, they copyright struck the video illegally and tried to get my whole channel taken down through YouTube.
Okay. Fuck. Why are we trying to do this? Why are we... YouTube, you gotta fix this whole copyright claiming issue, DMCA thing, because people's fifis are getting hurt. They're going, you made fun of me. Please strike them. DMCA. No, that's for your intellectual property. Now, if you actually have a problem with him, you could issue a cease and desist. But that requires money. I mean, come on, Aaron, let's talk about this. Money, money, money in a rich man's world. You're a rich man. Come on. Shout out to ABBA for that song. That's still one of my favorite songs.
Thank God I had a lawyer on my team and YouTube managed to side with me in that case. So many people were like, don't go up against Scientology, you're going to lose, they're going to make you look like a fool. But thankfully, I actually managed to win that case and obviously put out the information there that a lot more of the Braille members are in Scientology than you would expect. None of the skaters, as far as I'm aware, but a lot of the people that work in the company behind the scenes. So yeah, we've seen Uzis, we've seen Glows, definitely go subscribe to both of them. Next, we've got the...
Hold on. When I see this, like, at first I would be really sad, but then I think about, like, the whole context of the situation. And I'm kind of like, good riddance. Now, Nigel has come out and said that eventually the whole gang will be back under a new channel, and just it'll be fun. I don't know about Gabe. I seen Gabe on Instagram said something that he just kind of wants to do his own thing for a while. Like, I respect that, because, like, you know, I think out of all the people that worked there, he was the closest to Aaron. And if he does come out with a video, I think it would be a good thing to talk about that, because, like, if anyone knows the true nature of Aaron, it would be Gabe. Because Gabe worked with Aaron as a young 17, 18-year-old. And then, like, he was like 31. And he just had a kid and everything like that. Like, you know, he doesn't need to be around this bullshit, especially with his kids around, you know.
Just definitely go subscribe to both of them. Next, we've got the Nigel video. Now, this one was very emotional. We went through this in the last one. As you can see in here, they're just chucking away
Because apparently all this is
all of the boards.
Bear Walker sent us this, only hit 5 million. Sent us 3, right?
Like, so many boards, so many setups, so much wood, timber, lumber, so much stuff. I probably said 2 of the same words there. But yeah, so much stuff was just thrown into the trash that could have been donated to skaters. I made a point in my previous video that they could have done like an auction and gone through like all the boards and maybe put that money towards paying for the warehouse. But you guys made a great point in the fact that if they did an auction, all that money would have just gone to Scientology. Oh, and by the way, in the last video, one more thing that I do need to clarify is that I wasn't aware that when I said, oh, Braille's not a small company because it has like only a few million in revenue a year. I know, right? Only. But I didn't realize that in America, you actually have something that is called, like, by law, a small company if it has fewer than 500 employees.
Yeah, so that's something that I thought I didn't know too. So when I watched this video yesterday, I was like, oh, so that's not, that's an actual legit law. Okay, it's there's a legal standard definition of that. So yes, he isn't kidding when he says, I am a small business. And has less than what? It says less than United States Small Business Administration pushes small businesses size standards on industry by industry basis, but generally specifies a small business having fewer than 500 employees for manufacturing business and less than 7.5 million in annual receipts for non-manufacturing businesses. So if I could put on the conspiracy theory hat here, you know, the Alex Jones hat, as I like to call it, you know, he might be on to, Dan was on to something. Dan was on to something where he said that they were estimated to make about 12 million based off of money revenue per 1,000 views. If they were basing it off of like the $6.50 American, if that is the rate currently, then yeah, he would have to actually register all this as a regular business, not a small business. Like if he was making along the lines of 12 to about 18, 22 million, like that where he would have to register that. So maybe that was his way of making sure that no matter what people can say about how much money he made for the company, that his company was always going to be a small business. Like, am I catching people with that here? Like, I think I'm catching people with that here. Like, a lot of people are kind of hung up on this, a little bit confused. And I'm not. I'm definitely not, because like I'm like if we're taking the hypothetical here, and because I don't know the rate here in the US for it. I think it is 650 if it's hold on here. So let me let's go into Braille more. Okay. So let me pull out the calculator. So if we're going by 6.5 times, let's see here, 1,869,858 650, they would make a grand total. They're actually billionaires. Like billionaires with a B. But then if we divide it by the 1,000 mark here, they would be averagely making about 12 million. What does that say right there? 7.5 million. And in order to get that, right? So they would have to wait, hold on here. Lifetime with annual. I'm thinking lifetime because it says like here views here. Because that's what Dan was using for the math here. So let's see, because it's 12,154,081.22. So actually subtract that. You could hypothetically say, in doing the math here a little bit, he was donating maybe $4 million a year to stay under the small business thing. And that's not including like taxes and everything like that. I want to make that abundantly clear. Math ain't my best forte. So if you all make fun of me for that, cool. Thumbs up, like the video, okay? Because sometimes I'm not the brightest crayon in the book when it comes to mathematics here. So if we go by that $6.50 annually that he said in the prior video, because then that makes it basically $1,200 a year. Then you subtract that 7.5 million for a small business. There's probably $4 million being donated every year to Scientology. Money that could have went to saving the rent and everything. Putting an actual large inventory of boards and t-shirts and everything like that. Because like something that I was kind of astonished to hear the other day, because of the whole, and this is a term they used, not me, ever since the BAMolution, which was basically when Bam was still skateboarding and doing Jackass and Viva La Bam while he was skateboarding, there was this time where it was the shirts and the decks, like in a combo, were selling a lot more. Like you could have done that. You could have done like, you know, liquidation sale on that and everything like that, and it would only go through the liquidation company, not like that. Like I felt like that could have been something that could have been made well put out. But then, as he said earlier in the video, like he would have donated to Scientology and everything like that. Which I mean, I guess,
or less than 7.5 million in annual receipts. Now, I do think they were probably close to that 7.5 million at some points. I wasn't aware that it's legally a small company. I was just more thinking that this much money, it's not really small in my eyes. But either way, I was wrong about that one. You guys were right, so my apologies for that. Again, I'm from the UK, so that's my bad. I should have done my research there. And the one video I missed out in my last whole like Aaron Cairo's cook video was this situation with Ricky. I hadn't realized that he'd put a video on, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to play you some of this real quick, because we didn't play any of it in the last video. So to be honest, I didn't know it existed. That's just me holding my hands up, and I'm going to play you some of that now, and we're going to talk about some of the points that he goes over.
Want to make this video. I hate that this is the reality.
Start here.
I can only give you my best guess because I don't have all the information. I only have the information from my point of view. So I'm going to give you my best assessment of what I think is happening from my point of view. In Scientology, man, we're really getting into it. There's this thing, from what I understand, called the disconnection policy. And basically what that says is when someone in your life has shown that they are against Scientology, that you and other Scientologists need to completely cut this person out of your life and shun them and never talk to them ever again.
Okay, future web.
so I've heard about that policy before. Because I'm trying to remember what show. I think it was either there was, I think it was on a YouTube video where they were talking about the Amish, and one of the things that the Amish do is they have Yom Springa. That happens where their kids go out into like our world and everything like that for a week, and then they decide whether or not if they want to come back home and live an Amish life forever for the rest of their life, or they want to stay out here in the world with technology and everything like that. But if they choose our world, they're completely banished from the Amish, at least from that city. Now, I've heard a lot of things over the years, like a lot of the Amish do that a lot less now because, you know, the Amish community is actually getting older, and that's something that I've heard too. And that's something that you kind of have to sit there and go like, okay, maybe there could be a changing of the minds here. Like, and so this whole policy, Scientology, is just like full tilt. Nope. They talk shit about us. I don't care. I don't care. Shun them. Cut off any money support, anything like that. Nope, they're done. You're done. Like that. Like, they're that petty about it. Because they don't want people to... they can't deal with negativity. Like, look, I'm sorry, but... like, the world ain't full of sunshines and rainbows all the time. There's gonna be some thunderstorms and alligators, you know, oh my. Bears, stares, and glares, oh my. Woo!
Here, but the reason why I'm jumping in right now is because I forgot to mention that when I was recording, Ricky actually says that he was completely blocked by Aaron, completely blocked by Braille, just out of nowhere. And the reason why I'm bringing this up now is because they did the exact same thing to me. Like, me and Aaron had a pretty good communication channel when the whole Carlos thing, the whole story first broke. He was acting like he was going to get a case together to try and prosecute Carlos. We found out later that this was completely untrue. Nigel told me that he'd been pushing for it and Aaron was actively doing nothing. This is alleged. I don't know this for sure. I've only know what I've been told by Nigel. But basically, the second after I mentioned Scientology in one of my previous videos talking about Braille, I talked about the fact that Lance was a Scientologist, Chloe was, I showed proof for all this, and a bunch of other members in one of my previous videos. And as soon as I did that, I got blocked from Aaron's phone number, I got blocked from the BrailleSkate channel, so they did the exact same thing to me when I mentioned Scientology. So it's very, very common that they do this, apparently. And also they've done the same thing to Nigel, from what I've heard. So yeah, pretty crazy. Anyway, let's get back to it. So basically, he's...
That's wild. That's really wild. Like, say what you want about Nigel, like, you know, but the fact that he had to point that out to people about that, even on his Instagram reels, like, if anyone has a chance, go through the deep dive of the Braille skateboarding Reddit page. Like, I didn't have enough time to actually go through the whole Reddit since this whole story started. Like, but there's a lot of good juicy stuff in it. Like, it's a really, really good juicy stuff in it. I might do a follow-up video. I might do a follow-up stream. We'll see. Now, I'm already prepared for it. Aaron, you don't know me from Adam and Eve and Steve, you know. Like, you got to take the criticism, bro. Like, come on, let's be real here. Like, if you're blocking people because of you're doing what you believe in, and that's fine. Like, if you believe that Scientology is your tribe, like, okay, go on, king, whatever, do your thing, but make sure you take care of the people who got you to that point, the people who got you those views, so you could spend all that money to get to the higher echelon of fucking knowledge of Scientology. Like, please take care of them. Unblock them, apologize to them, and let them know, like, hey, whatever comes out the channel for this month, all going to you guys. I don't care how I split it up, that's how it's gonna be. And do it until at least some people are happy enough that they at least got a severance package. Because, like, California ain't for the faint of heart. I'm just gonna say that right now. Like, I've heard horror stories of people who are game developers having to, like, survive off of fucking graham crackers for like a month and a half in water while they were looking for a job, like actively looking for a job. And like to the point where some people had to actually get like 2 jobs just so they could get that one game development job. Like that's how sad California is getting in terms of like job availability and everything, because everyone's starting to outsource everything. Like, California ain't for the faint of heart. Like, I feel especially bad for the editors, because, like, some of these editors in your more recent videos, like, I started more recent videos, they actually are good. They're really good YouTube videos. The problem is the behind the scenes shenanigans is gonna break down this kingdom that you made. Honestly, no, scratch that. Not the kingdom that you made, but Ricky, Nigel, Gabe, Uzi, Fetty. Okay, not Fetty. Okay, Fetty to a level, but Lance, especially Lance. Like, and I know a lot of people are gonna sit there and go like, "Oh, well, Lance is Scientology, so he has no problem with this." Like, at the end of the day, like, he left a lot longer because he probably had a feeling eventually Aaron was gonna be his own downfall. He was gonna be the Braille's downfall, and he figured something out and is doing his own thing. And I hope Lance as well. I hope he as well. But yeah, I'm
completely right here. In Scientology, they have this thing where if you are with someone or friends of someone and they verbally or like publicly detract from Scientology, they say it's bad, they say you shouldn't be in it, or they try and like get people away from it, then they are known as, I forget what, I think he goes over it here, it's like troubled source, like potential troubled source, something like that. And basically that just means that you're not allowed to be in Scientology and be friends or know people that aren't like fully on the boat of Scientology, which is what Ricky, obviously, he's remained neutral. Fair play to him. He's never been like, oh yeah, fuck this, fuck that. But he hasn't publicly gone out and said, obviously, oh, I well support Aaron with Scientology, blah, blah. And I think that, even just being neutral and not being like positive about it is enough to get you kicked off the team, especially when Aaron is such a high-ranking member in Scientology these days. So let me quickly go and find this bit real quick. Where is it?
Today, I think that would have been July 2nd. A little bit here and just run over the chain of events so we have a little bit of a fresher understanding in our mind. Most recently, allegedly, I guess, Aaron Cairo got a promotion at the San Francisco Scientology org. I believe his new title is Executive Director of Daytime Operations.
So, in one of the previous videos, Aaron tries to deny this, and he also talks shit about me in the same video, which is funny. But he tries to deny this, and as you can see from this clip right here, this guy is growing up in Scientology. He grew up as a Scientologist, managed to get away from it, and now has a YouTube channel. They've tried to sue him multiple times for all the information he puts out. This guy is a great source. I'll link this video in the description as well. So if you want to learn anything about Scientology, this is the man you want to go to. So I'm going to play you this, and you should know enough info from this
conversation. But before I do that, let me show you this. Uh-oh, who's that fine-looking gentleman? That would be Aaron Cairo, the new executive director, the brand new executive director of the Church of Scientology of San Francisco Day. And this...
There you go. The brand new executive director of Scientology. This guy is at the top, so I can see why they're holding him to like some stricter standards when it comes to like people that he's friends with. He can't be friends with people that aren't in Scientology, which is why their new videos now, like I showed you earlier, are with Chloe, and the other people that work there are also heavy Scientologists. You can say allegedly all you want with these situations, but this is just the facts. Like, I think that Gabe got away when he realized that Aaron was in this position. He was probably approached and asked to become part of Scientology. Good for him for leaving. I cannot lie, that is a great decision that he made there. And remember, all of this happens, if you watch Nigel's video, all of this happened in like a 3-year period where Aaron was not coming to the videos, not being on the channel at all, and then all of a sudden he said he was in business school. He comes back, and out of nowhere, he's the leader of Scientology in San Francisco. So we all know where.
See, now that's pretty. See, that's where the line, my timeline kind of got really there. Like when he cleared that whole time up, explaining, like, you know, he was gone for those 3 years, and then as soon as he came back, all of a sudden he's the leader of Scientology.
He was for that 3 years that he was barely on the channel. He was clearly just doing the tests and the exams or whatever it requires to be that high-ranking member of Scientology. He is very much knee-deep in this shit. So it doesn't surprise me all this crazy stuff that he's gone through, and trust me, I've been telling you guys this for months now, and I'm just so glad that it's all come out and everyone sees how much of a piece of shit he is. But again, I do feel bad for the guys. No matter what kind of disagreements I may have had with some of the Braille boys in the past, I do feel really bad for them, like the way that this has all panned out. Like, they've just had their jobs ripped away from them, they've just had everything taken away. And by the way, make sure you go subscribe to Ricky as well. Obviously, he was part of the team, this has happened to him too. Go subscribe to all those boys, because I'm pretty sure I may have seen on Nigel's story that they're planning to make their own little group and like kind of bring all the fans from Braille into this new channel. So if that does happen, I will keep you guys updated on that, as I know a lot of you rely on me for your skate news, because I've seen a few comments saying that this is the only channel in the skate world that you subscribe to, which is another reason why I'm trying to reiterate the point that you should subscribe to more skate YouTubers. Get on Nigel, Glow, Uzi, Ricky, get on all their channels. They do some decent content, and I'm sure they're going to be putting much more effort into it now that this whole situation has transpired. And I think finally we'll end this video with looking through some of the comments on the Braille channel, because there have been some good ones in the past few days. Obviously,
Actually, we're going to go ahead and actually do that ourselves. So we're gonna look at this. Yeah, we'll look at this one.
My name's Aaron.
See, next video, how to backstab 180. I'm just here for the comments. Amen to that. Cairo is better for at backside 180. Step one, turn your back against your police friends. Step 2, walk away. Step 3, block. Step 4, lie. I don't even skate, but I just wanted to come here and said you effed up. See, you know what? Facts. The fact that you managed to get people that don't even skate to be upset you speaks volumes. Sell out with no heart. Biggest skating disappointment. Yeah. My name is Aaron Cairo. I'm a fake friend backstabber from the San Francisco Bay Area. Sorry, but bye, AK. You screwed up. Aaron Cairo, you Yes! 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 This is the sir, the most obscure. Hold on, I'm taking a screenshot of this. Posting this on Twitter. Hold on, I'm gonna put it over here just in case something pops up. There we go. Oh, go. I just put the fries in the bag, little bro. You should make the next video demonstrating how to drink the Kool-Aid the right way. Braille taught me how to skateboard. I learned how to ollie from these guys. I am my first kick flick. Watching a Braille video in a parking lot after 8 hours, it beyond to hurts my heart. See this? You go, what happened? Anyone who can make you believe absurdities can make you commit atrocities. Voltart. I think Ira needs to do 180 and try that apology again. This time, apologize to the Braille team without your stump speech, and try to and attempt to justify everything that you are apologizing for. That is the one right there. That's true. This other guy is pretty good. You should put a team together. Okay. Yeah, exactly. He did a dark side. Even Johnny Geiger dropped you as a shoe sponsor. You cooked, Braille. Oh shit. Like, you know that's bad when you haven't even let... Bro. You are beyond cooked. You're fucking burnt. Like, you are officially burnt. Like, especially now. Like, dark slide of the board. Yeah, this is the dark slide of the board right here. Alright? Like, and let me wrap up because I'm trying to keep it under 2 hours now, so that way you guys can enjoy it a little bit easier now. I just gotta say, like, you know, and if I could address Aaron, just Aaron, here for a minute. Aaron, you did create a culture before all this was exposed that really did help people get to do skating and everything like that. I like that. And you created a fan base that really stood up for, like, the modern skate culture, where we're trying to help each other out, trying to help others out, and everything like that. Which that's cool. That's something that I 100% fuck with. But Carlos being yeah, no. Like, come on, bro. And don't apologize because because you got caught. Just sit there and go like, hey, you know what? I did fuck up. Like, admit that you fucked up. And in terms of the Scientology shit, like, you could have taken free business classes. You could have taken, like, improv, like a lot of people do. Like, I know people that take improv classes, and they're the most sociable butterfly you'll ever see. But no, you had to go into this whole situation where you're just like, you know, I want to donate money to this, and I'm making so much amount of money that I don't know what to do with it. So I'm just going to go ahead and donate it enough to where I still am, technically speaking, a small business skateboarding company. Okay? Like, why are we doing this? Like, why are you pretending that you don't, like, come on, man. Like, honestly, if the only way Braille can absolutely escape this is if Aaron steps down and someone takes over leadership and the ownership of Braille. Like, that's the only way I can absolutely say, you know, that he can like get out of this scot-free. Like, give the channel to someone that who will take the mission of what Braille was supposed to be and absolutely enhance it by like 20 wise. Otherwise, I'm looking forward to what Nigel Jones and Uzi and all the others are gonna do. I hope Gabe gets to be a part of it, because I think Gabe adds a lot of humor to the whole thing. I want to interview Gabe, because Gabe and I have that pretty much that same sense of humor when it comes to all this. But I think I'm done. I'm gonna call it. Thank you guys for watching. As always, I'm the Alpha. Saying peace, love, chicken grease, everything's holy, Tim Tebow. What's up?